Do you want to know how to make berry jam? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, the Purpose Driven Homestead. I'm Amanda, and today we are talking all things berry. We have raspberries, blackberries, black raspberries, and blueberries on our property that we've enjoyed. We've been picking them off for weeks now, and they have just been prolific this year. So we haven't really been enjoying them. We mostly preserve these through just putting them into the freezer. Our children really like having frozen berries just to pop into their mouth during a hot summer day. So that's normally what we do. We also throw them into smoothies and baking, so that kind of works out. But with rolling blackouts and stuff, we don't want to rely solely on our freezers. So we're going to go ahead and put some up on our shelves today. And I know a lot of you are looking for ways to preserve your gardens and things in your freezer, so let's go ahead and get into it. Today we're going to be using this squeezo strainer to get rid of all of the seeds in our berries. Our berries, especially the blackberries, black raspberries, have a lot of seeds in them. And so we definitely want to go ahead and get them out. I personally don't mind the seeds, but for my husband, he prefers it not to have seeds. So we're going to go ahead and take those out. If you don't mind the seeds, this is not a necessary step, but just something that I want to go ahead and show you. Now, this is a perfect example of why we always talk about going thrift shopping or taking a look at your garage sales, because sometimes you can find treasures just like this one. We ran across a garage sale where there was an older couple just trying to get rid of some stuff that they no longer used. She was no longer doing any kind of canning and stuff, so this is just something that she wanted to get rid of. And we paid pennies on the dollar in comparison to what you would pay for it normally. So we'll go ahead and link it, but I definitely want to make sure that we're always encouraging you to look at other ways to purchase these items. So anyways, this is the strainer, and what you will do is there's a funnel up at the top. You're going to put the berries at the top, and then there are different fittings. I think there's 3 or 4 of them, but this is the one that we're going to be using today because it's a smaller one and it just goes right onto here. All of the seeds will spit out of this hole right here. So you want to have a bowl for it to go into, and then you want to have another bowl. This is the little chute that all the berry juice comes out of. So this is a really great tool. Like I said, it's not completely necessary if you're not going to be trying to get all the seeds out. This is a really great tool because it's hand crank and you don't have to worry about electricity. So a really great off-grid kind of tool. It attaches to either a counter or a table. And today we're definitely going to be putting it onto the counter because we don't want any of the berry juice to be going onto the table. So that is what we're going to be using today to get all of the seeds out. And then we'll go ahead and walk you through step by step on how we're going to go ahead and can this stuff up. Today we're going to be water bathing our jam. Now you can see on our stove here we have our pressure canner from doing projects before. This pretty much just stays on our stove right now because we're just doing so many projects. And then this is the one that you're going to be using. That's a water bath canner. There's a completely different. Basically the water bath canner is just a big pot with a rack at the bottom. You definitely want to have the rack at the bottom so that the jars aren't jiggling and end up breaking. So that is what we're going to be using today. Here you can see we're straining out all of our seeds, and I have my helpers here along with me. But you want to make sure that you're actually measuring it out into a measuring cup instead of the pot, so you make sure that you have the right amount in there. Be sure not to throw these seeds away. You can use them in a lemonade. We're going to sterilize our jars before we put any jam inside, so go ahead and fill the pot right up. You'll want to simmer these, but make sure they don't start to boil. In a large pot, go ahead and empty out all of your raspberry puree. Of the regular powdered fruit pectin, or it gives you the ounces. And since I have a larger container, I'm just going to go ahead and measure it out. Now that that pectin is fully measured out, what we are doing is putting it right into this jam mixture, and we're going to go ahead and whisk it until it's fully combined. We're going to then bring it up to a boil again, and then we'll add our sugar. So I'd always recommend having everything set up beforehand. So we have all of our sugar measured out, and this is starting to come up to a boil. So we're going to go ahead and put it in. It says that we're going to go ahead and boil hard, stirring constantly, so we need to do that for a minute, and then we're going to remove it from the heat and quickly skim off any of the foam that comes up on the top there, because you can see there's a little bit of foam here. We have returned back almost to a rolling boil, and our cans have been simmering here, and so have our lids. So these are nice and sterile. And what I'll do is go ahead and take this off of the heat, and we'll bring it over to our workstation over there where I have the fans. We'll take these out one at a time and ladle the jelly right in. And we are gonna go ahead and continue keeping these on a simmer, as well as the rest of our jars. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and do these one at a time. Okay, I just took this hot jar out of the canner, so we're gonna go ahead and ladle this right in. It's nice and hot still. We're gonna look for a 1/4 inch headspace on this. Glass jar just packed right here, and I'm going to go ahead and open this up and put the last one in. You definitely want to make sure that all of your cans are submerged under the water. So what we're going to do is go ahead and bring that up to a rolling boil, and then we'll go ahead and process it for 10 minutes. We're at a rolling boil, so we're going to go ahead and set our timer for 10 minutes. We'll process them for the entire 10 minutes, and then we'll shut it off, let them cool for 5, and then we'll go ahead and bring them out. But right now we can go ahead and start our timer. Okay guys, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed watching us preserve our berries. Let us know in the comments below, do you have any black raspberries or just regular raspberries on your property? If so, what do you do with them? How do you preserve them? We'd love to know. Just a really great way of being able to share with the community other ways that you can preserve food as well. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for sticking around. If not, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell for more preserving videos. As things come out of our garden, we're going to be canning them up, dehydrating, so we want to share that with you. So as for now, guys, have a blessed day.